Good morning. This is a VOD or clips of a VOD you're about to watch of me reacting to BUBZIA discover some crazy shit and blindfolded Mario 64. If you want to see, if you like what you see, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see me do it live, I'm live on Wednesdays through Sundays on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. Enjoy.
Discovery was
Massive
just made in
discovery
Super
and blindfolded Mario 64. If you
specifically
take
for the
off the
blindfolded
blindfold, the
120-star
tricks get
speedrun.
way easier.
And I really mean
True. This is
massive. The story I'm about to tell you is nothing short of magical. The fact that I'm able to be here today to talk to you about this is unbelievable, and in my opinion, probably the biggest discovery for blindfolded 120 star that we will ever see. The star that we will look at today is the Snowman's Land 100 coin star, which took a whooping 1 hour and around 5 minutes to grab. This is just for this one singular star. The problem with Snowman's Land 100 coins is that it is one of the most RNG heavy stars in the game, meaning that it is incredibly random to actually get coins. Most of the coins in the stage come from enemies like spindrifts and moneybags, and these coins cannot always be 100% consistently obtained, especially while blindfolded. It is extremely common that 1 or 2 coins just go flying away, which in blindfolded terms means really bad news. Even if we perform our route flawlessly, there is always
one coin flying away when you're blindfolded is like you're completely in the dark. You have no idea where that coin went. Like you have absolutely zero idea. So you get to 99 coins and you're like, how do you even are you counting the coins as you're collecting them? You would have to, I assume. And I guess you get to the part where you're like, okay, the star's supposed to appear, and then it doesn't, and then you're just like, fuck.
a chance that we'll be short on coins at the end and then need to perform some risky backups. And this is also exactly what happened in the 120 star run, as I died twice with more than 90 coins. Now, in 2025, I have spent close to the entire year optimizing all the stages in 120 star blindfolded again, in order to improve the world record soon. On October 13th, the next stage I wanted to look at was Snowman's Land. I started routing, and after checking the stage, I immediately came back to one elusive idea that I had even back in the days, but never could make work. There is one strategy in Snowman's Land that, for example, the TAS makes heavy use of. I'm speaking of coin cloning. For those who don't know about it, it is possible to clone moneybags infinitely, given you have a shell, which means you can clone as many enemies as you want and then kill them for a lot of coins. What if, with today's knowledge and my higher skill in blindfolded speedruns, we could somehow make cloning viable? Even back in the days during the first blindfolded 120 star run in 2022, we have theorized that cloning theoretically could be possible even while blindfolded. The problem is that it was extremely precise and inconsistent. To give you a rough idea on how cloning works, you basically have a money bag, which has 2 invisible circles around him. The close one makes it wake up once Mario enters, the outer one makes it sleep once Mario leaves. In order to clone a money bag, you need to enter the 400 unit range to wake him up first, and then exit the 800 unit range to make him sleep. And then on the same frame the money bag falls asleep, enter the 400 unit range again. You can repeat this by doing precise circles that hit this timing consistently. But yeah, for blindfolded, the worst part is getting into the initial clone position. You need to take
To be able to do that level, because you can't see. How do you even fucking, I know the money bag spawns in the same place every time, but how do you can't fucking see. You have to hit these precise fucking areas, diameters, perfectly to clone this, and you're trying to do this blindfolded. Dude, this is absolutely insane. What do you have to do as a kid to make you this interested in this?
a shell very close to the money bag and then do consistent circles around it. And both the position and the circle setup is precise. There are a few approaches on how to do this in real-time speedruns, like doing the circles with maximum speed while rotating the stick, or holding straight right in Mario Kart zoomed in. But all of that is really precise and requires some micro adjustments to get started. The only thing we managed to do blindfolded back in 2021 was taking the shell, riding it to an already kind of inconsistent angle towards the money bag, and then beat count when to start doing circles. And basically pray that you would magically hit the range of the money bag and clone. Needless to say, it was not a single time performed successfully. One of the major motivations coming back—
Not a single time performed successfully, by the way. Not a single one.
To this idea is on
I
first
just don't understand the mindset of voluntarily signing the waiver for insanity. So much respect. Doing blindfolded Mario 64 speedruns? Yeah, like you're literally putting yourself. This is like this is if you look at like Geneva Conventions type shit. Like if you like put something and deprive them of like sound and you deprive them of sight and put them in a room by themselves, like after like a certain amount of time, their organs start to shut down. And like he's not getting rid of his hearing, but he's being blinded for a substantial amount of time all the time. That you're doing that voluntarily, that shit is insane.
glance, it looked pretty normalized for a visual strategy, but one comment stood out by my moderator Elomyth. Can you set up a lock cam first at the moneybags and then go grab the shell? I read this out loud at first. In my exhaustion, I didn't even understand what they wanted from me, honestly. Can you set up a lock cam first at the moneybags and then go grab the shell? I closed my eyes for a second and thought about this. Holy shit, this could actually work. At this point, this was nothing but the hypothesis, but in my head I could see the idea at least having some potential. But what was meant by that? I quickly made a setup to showcase it to my viewers. I made a normalized setup from the sign using only moves that guarantee certain positions like backflips. Then, you can lock the camera in place with the locked camera feature of the game, which is heavily used in blindfolded speedruns, and go grab the shell with the lock cam held all the way.
You have to do all of that what he just did blindfolded? He's like, yeah, you just do this, and then you jump over there, and it's like, it's actually super easy. And it's like
collecting the shell incredibly difficult, especially as Mario's footsteps
he's like, okay, it's actually incredibly difficult. My bad, bro.
Sounds grow more and more quiet with more distance, but theoretically, if you manage to get the shell,
yo, what's up, Mr.
you should
Person?
be able
How's your day
to just
going, man?
approach the lock camera and then hold a notch on the controller to make circles.
I mean, there's a lot of video left, so I assume he's gonna figure some shit out.
Always be dependent on the camera position, and if we position the camera in just the right spot, the circles around the camera could potentially perfectly hit the cloning range. I know this is a lot of theory, but it gave me hope, and so I just threw out an attempt. I woke up to a message in Discord. Let me introduce you to inhuman amounts of brute forcing, aka Dusserbite. Dusserbite has helped with a lot of blindfolded setups in the past, so once I saw the message, I knew things were about to go down. Dusserbite has created a segmented demonstration of a potential strategy with a couple of new key elements. First of all, do not ask me how he found the initial camera setup. That is 100% Kurt magic to me. But it seems that this particular camera position works for cloning. Dusserbite then proceeds over the hill, stays getting the shell, and now it gets interesting. Because once you are on the shell, you can basically just hold straight down until Mario is just about to jump off this cliff. And this is crucial, because with this setup, you can time the down right that was so inconsistent in the previous setup. Apparently, as long as you hold down right while Mario is mid-air, you get pretty good circles in front of the money bag. This was a huge improvement. Unfortunately, the cloning did seem to stop eventually at around 50 coins, but it was way better than anything we have seen so far.
Okay, yeah, we're getting there. We're like halfway there.
So I booted up the game myself.
Dude, inhuman amounts of brute force. You can do anything if you just do inhuman amounts of brute force. You have a problem, you need to fucking do something, just brute force the shit out of it for as long as possible, and you will eventually. It's like the pickaxe guy mining. It's like, you know, and then he walks away before hitting the diamonds. You just got to keep mining the fucking. You got to keep gambling. Keep gambling. One more slots roll. One more game of blackjack. You just keep going. Just keep going. You'll get there.
And tried it out. We were definitely closer to a solution, but something still didn't really work. We very quickly figured out a new issue with cloning. I will be very afraid that my Wii will... No! My HDD is gone! My Wii is about to crash, dude! Loud sound incoming! Yeah, that can also happen.
Oh,
If you clone too
shit.
many money bags, the game starts to, well, break a bit. It starts with the HUD disappearing, then some sounds go missing, and it's very, very likely that the console will actually crash afterwards. On N64, this happens.
Damn, they were like, nah, dude, you try and do this shit too fast. The game cannot handle that much money bags. You can't have that much fucking dough, that much bread in the game, bro. No, Nintendo said no to billionaires. You cannot have that much money, bro.
Much earlier, but luckily we do blindfolded speedruns on a Wii VC, which allows for more clones to be loaded at the same time. While this should technically not be a real problem, it is still something we need to consider for the potential blindfolded route. My first idea to combat that was to kill more money bags while actually doing the circles. I posted another normalization closer to the direction facing the money bag. Maybe someone can find this out of it. Let me check. Holy shit, dude. This is such a crazy normalization. Is this real? Wait, is this full up notch? This is so stupid.
You still have to do this blindfolded. They're like sitting here being like, dude, I found this crazy thing. I found this crazy, look at what I found. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, dude, you still have to do this blindfolded. Holy shit, you still like you still have to do this blindfolded. What do you mean? Dude, they work, their brains work on a different brain wave.
We don't do a perfectly straight circle. We cannot do a perfectly straight circle here. Because with the lockup strategy, it's more like an eclipse kind of thing. If this is the money,
This is a butthole. He drew a butthole. He's just straight up drawing a butthole right here. Ain't nobody can tell me otherwise. That is, come on, man. He's straight up drawing hole on stream.
that we clone, we will get like, you know, it like changes in, like it will eventually get closer and closer, and then it stops cloning if we are too close here on the last one. Okay, now it was only 20 something. Now this will work. Yep, 2. There's probably some kind of RNG involved as well, not gonna lie. Now we only cloned 2. I don't understand how this works, dude. It was so consistent and now it doesn't work again. I think the circle is moving into the money bag slowly. We are getting closer and closer to the money bag. That's why it eventually stops. But no, that wouldn't make sense, right? Because then we would hit the money bag. Wait, it doesn't make sense, dude. Wait, it does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Because if we would get closer to the money bag, we would hit it. But then it doesn't make sense. The whole theory doesn't make sense, dude. If this is the money bag, right? Here's the circle around it. And we are here with Mario, and we're doing this weird ellipse movement, right? Let's say like something like this. If you would get closer, every time, every round we get a bit closer, right? Until it eventually starts hitting this thing, and now it starts cloning. 1 clone, 2 clone, 3 clone. Does it expand and then go shrink again? That's the only explanation. Because if it would only expand, eventually...
I feel like you could get a better map of it if you could see him doing it from the top down. So you can see how the circle shrinks, and expands. I feel like that would get him a good grasp of how, because I feel like what he's saying right now is when he's doing the circle in the shell, the radius of it is moving. It's not staying in the same spot. So I feel like if you could see it from the top down, it would be a lot easier to tell.
And we would drop off the shell. Then what is happening here? In the beginning, we are doing circles and not hitting the circle, for sure. Eventually, we will intersect, and that's when the cloning starts. Will it not stop cloning before hitting the bag? Oh, so like, if we are doing bigger circles, eventually, this line here is so long, it still doesn't hit, but it is so long that the money bag has enough time to jump away. Is that what you mean? So we are still getting closer and closer every round, but eventually we are so close that it has enough time.
Part of the problem is that the position is really precise. In fact, it's hard to see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's blindfolded speed running. Yeah, I mean, that's also part of the problem. They keep showing these things where it's like, yeah, dude, I found out this thing and it makes it easier. And I'm like, dude, fucking, but yeah, but you still have to do it blindfolded. Fuck, dude, Jesus.
Way. I think that's it, right? So with that in mind, with this in mind, right? Let's take this as the hypothesis here. With this in mind, if it keeps expanding, right? It keeps expanding every round. Or as we said, it's an ellipse and it doesn't expand, but it just changes direction and it starts cloning. It starts cloning once this here intersects. Now it starts cloning. Change like drastically
it's not a video
because it's
game?
super far away.
Motherfucker, what is it?
If you open the box left or right,
There's no
and
video?
this here is simply shorter than this.
What are we talking about right now? What do we mean there's no video? This is what they're called. They are called video games. It's because they are games contained into the video format. What do you mean? That's what they're called. If you're blind, but that doesn't take away he doesn't, just because he's blind doesn't mean he loses his object permanence. He knows the game's still there because the game is still there. What do you mean? It's still a video game, audio game. Get out of here, bro. Get
This
out of
here,
here, bro.
that's a super easy
Get out of here,
explanation why this is longer than this
Semantics,
or not.
pedantics,
Because we are coming from very far away, so a
bundling
tiny
about
bit
pantics.
adjustment here on the left, a tiny bit adjustment on the left makes a huge difference towards this angle here. Similar to the day before, I saw a new video being posted in Discord. It was yet again Dasserbite, who has taken Ruby's idea and further improved it with a better position. Of course, I instantly booted up the game and tried it out myself. So Dasserbite setup was one punch. I'm just gonna recreate it here quickly. Four more punches. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good snipe though. That's a good snipe though, not gonna lie. Punch. I like the circle beat count approach to get over here.
You gonna pull it off? Is he gonna pull it off?
Okay, we need an early down right. Also, major warning for like motion sickness. Unfortunately, we will be doing lots of circles today.
Okay, he got the star. And then backflip right to it. Yeah?
Not bad.
Yeah?
You know what?
That works?
I'm just gonna roll with the strat. One part we haven't really talked about is how we actually get the shell over the hill. This is especially interesting to mention because, well, you as the viewers cannot really see what is happening over there.
That's true. I've just been trusting. I've just been like, oh, they're just getting the shell as they go behind the mountain that we or they cannot see. I'm just like, and then they just come back with it. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. I just, as a viewer, I just accepted that that's what was happening.
The idea to grab the shell was to somehow get onto the shell box, normalize, and then open it in a consistent way. This would combat the incredibly subtle and quiet audio that is created by the locked camera. The idea I routed was to use the slopes in this area to kind of pseudo-normalize with punches until Mario is sliding. Then, a set of backflips and punches would get us to the box. With all that being said, we finally had a fully routed strategy, at least in theory. Are you ready for world records? First try.
Dude, he got that shit. Got that shit. Holy fuck. You got it, bro? You got it? Bro, he's got this shit. Oh, fuck. You got it. You good? You're good. Yep. Okay, he got over. He fucked up. It was a little fumble. But his first try, he knows where. Dude, that is ball. Bro knows ball. To be able to be blindfolded and fuck up and still come out successful and find your way around is absolute elite ball knowledge. He made it. All right. You're there. You're over the hill. You got it, bro. You got it. 100%. Gonna make a quesadilla. Dude, fucking love quesadilla. Quesadilla. I'm part Hispanic, so like I feel quesadillas to my bones. 1/4 Hispanic exactly.
Holy coins, dude.
Yeah! Hell yeah, bro.
No.
Hell yeah.
No way, this turned my angle, dude.
Oh, fuck.
The ledge grab turned my angle, dude. This is so stupid.
Oh, fuck.
The ledge grab turned my angle, dude. I ledge grabbed something. There's no shot I ledge grabbed some bullshit, dude.
No, it's right there.
So, casual 10-minute improvement. With this, we officially have performed the first blindfolded world record while cloning coins.
Rip
A
stream to the stream
10-minute
stop?
improvement comes, so I did a couple of more attempts to test this strategy. After all the hours and hours of work we have put into this, it suddenly,
mean it all broke?
completely out of nowhere, stopped working. And I mean like entirely. For the next 2 days or so, I thought I'm going insane. I tried everything again, checked specific values with memory viewers, tried the old setup, tried the new setup, everything you can think of, and it just stopped working. To confirm that I'm actually not making this up and really going nuts, I made a spreadsheet with all my successful and unsuccessful attempts at cloning from the past days. As you can see, we basically managed to get to 100 coins 10 times in a row, and then, in the middle of Monday, it just somehow stopped. People were telling me that maybe cloning is really just that random and it will never be consistent, that the down-right input is probably way more precise than we think. Maybe it was something entirely else. But for me, the statistics just didn't line up, in my honest opinion. Doing it 10 times in a row by just being lucky for the stars to align sounds just not plausible to me. And to top things off, afterwards also failing it 5 times in a row. And it all seemed to stop working since we started using Dasabyte's new box setups. So
5 hours
my
minus 4 hours,
suspicion
59
was
minutes,
that there
57
was
seconds.
still
Thanks, love.
something we
Thanks.
didn't know about the boxes. With a backflip, right? The backflip of Dasabyte's newest setup lands somewhere, I think like here,
It's the
and then we
boxes.
hold left,
It's getting back
normalize,
over the mountain. That's the issue. It's getting back over the mountain.
and hold up normalize, and it just pushes us like not straight up, but like the lock cam angle, right? The lock cam, we ledge grab like here. Ruby's setup probably landed the backflip more like here, and that's why we ledge grab more to the left. So if I now, because the only thing, it was the exact same save state with Dasabyte setup now twice.
Oh well.
What I did different now is that I went 2 more times left, up, so that I at the end was closer to the left side of the box. So if we maybe just spam left, up 1 or 2 times, maybe that's it. Now we should be pretty much in the corner, no matter what position we had. And if it now works, it can be. We killed it within the first round. What does that mean? Maybe it's too far left now. Yes, honestly, yes, that would make sense. And with that, all the puzzle pieces have fallen into place. I will be very, very scientific. I'll be very scientific right now. We're gonna do an attempt. And if it works, I declare it 100% consistent. Every time. Okay, this better
Very
work,
scientific.
man.
One attempt equals perfect 100% certainty every single time. Yes.
SL100 is dead. 100% consistent, my friends. Every single time.
I need
3
more
minutes.
water. I'm thirsty as
Since
fuck.
the box fix, we have not failed the cloning a single time. To be fair, we also didn't really try that often, but I was so incredibly done with this star that I couldn't care less for now, and just accepted that it might eventually break again. But for now, this seems like an absolutely goated setup. And since the star is so fast now, even if it randomly fails once or even twice, we will still be better off than collecting the coins the normal way in a 120 star speedrun. After routing this, I also quickly did a stage RTA run, meaning all stars of Snowman's Land, and improved the world record in the category by 9 minutes as well. I cannot overstate how incredibly huge this discovery is for the blindfolded 120 star run in the future. This will save so much
Just
time
walk
and
forward,
make things
bro.
so much
Just
easier.
walk forward.
The fact that we struggled
I cannot imagine being right there. I cannot imagine doing a run and being fucking right there. And not being able to get it, knowing that I just need to fucking get the star, and I can't see, and I'm just right there. I'm just right fucking there.
Sure.
I
This
would
would
hate
save
watching
so much
the
time
clip
and
back.
make things so much easier. The fact that we struggled so
You
much
think
with
the
this
script
elusive
for this
trick
whole video would
and
be a
then made
good
it
pickup
all
line?
work in a
Probably.
huge community effort, hit that bell.
That is an insane man. That is an insane man. Am I subbed to him? No, I'm not. Fucking obviously subbed to him. He's a goat. What an insane man to be doing this. What an insane man. Dude, blindfolding speedrun, you just have to... Dude, I mean, I guess the rush from being able to getting it right must be insane. Knowing that you can beat a game 100% blindfolded, that is like, that has to be just a huge ego stroke.